seeking adventure, some bound in chains, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high.
Welcome brothers, welcome sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you could pick up the telephone and give us a call. What you have to say is most important in this program. We take calls. The number is 442-0175. And we speak on any subject matter: politics, religion, socio-economic issues, any topical issue trending. A few days before election, June 23rd, the politics is hot, and we entertain your political discourse. We always express our views and opinions on subject matter that we are comfortable with, but opinions are not facts. Opinions are not facts. They are not facts. They are pregnant with your prejudice and the information that you have. So if we get new information, we change in our opinion. Remember, opinions are not facts. Caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
I'm happy to be here to say that I'm supporting the NNP party. For the past times, my life have improved due to the NNP party. My house have been improved. My road have been improved, and many other roads around the Paradise and Makabishi have been improved. And I stand to support Ms. Delma Thomas and the NNP party. Okay, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you, caller. And as you speak about roads, Grenada have the best network of roads in the region. You might have heard me say that umpteen times. And the quality of our roads is relatively good. There's sometimes you go in some countries and they have a highway. But when you start to go through those countries, the roads are terrible. When the Jamaican speaker said she traveled around the 15 constituencies and she didn't find potholes, I hear some people jumping up about that. And I responded to one on Facebook. A few days ago, I traveled from St. George's on top the Granite Town, going up Bylands, coming through Paraclete, passing through Blaise, going down St. John, and coming in St. Patrick's in this radio station and back to Grenville, and I did not find potholes. And you could call Cultureman. Cultureman, give me a call. The road in Blaise fixed. And the 22 holes that was there between St. John River and the Hermitage Medical Station, Cultureman spoke about it. When I passed, I was surprised. That fixed too. We have a habit in this country, tearing and seeing this country asunder. So people take pictures of potholes and they blow it up and put on the internet. Now we want our people in England and Canada and America tell us if there is potholes in the road in New York City and London. You see, I say these things because Grenada is a small country. Grenada is in the third world. In the Caribbean, it is considered as a lesser developed, the LDCs. Barbados, Bahamas, Jamaica, Trinidad and Belize is the more developed. Grenada is considered the lesser developed islands. And sometimes we speak about them making comparison with the superpowers where negatives are concerned. Electricity, telephone, water, and internet in Grenada is second to none in the Caribbean. It's better than most and is comparable with the best. You could observe for yourself that over the last 10, 12 years, we doubled the amount of vehicles we have in Grenada. When you go to a school, any school in Grenada, even Ticola, more than 20% of the teachers in the school drive themselves to school. And this is good. It shows the level of discretionary income that we have. The teacher to children ratio in Grenada is better than England, better than Jamaica, better than London, better than Guyana, better than most developed countries in the world. The government spends 11% of the GDP on education. Come on, we have faults, but we don't have to go and tell the world things that is not true. And I constantly encourage people to do comparisons. When you're dealing with Grenada, you must do comparisons. All our financial institutions in Grenada is very liquid. But they don't like to lend money to the people to the lower socio-economic strata. Anybody, who are these people? Anybody who owning less than $3,000 a month is considered in the lower socio-economic strata. They're not paying personal income tax. We have a caller on the line. Caller, punch.
Hey, Mr. Pierre, good
Yes,
afternoon.
my brother.
Mr. Pierre, I remember a former leader of the NDC said that the people that are supporting NMP, they are very gullible. They were very gullible. And they cannot name. You know, and when you listen to the promises of the NDC, they are targeting the people they are considered gullible. So they consider really people that the young, the old, the poor class of people that you could promise them anything, and they will not understand. They can't see. But I want to know that we mightn't reach at them, but we have common sense, and that is why when election ever call, we know where to put the X, and we are putting the X by the party that we see that is reaching out and helping the poor, the people that you call the poor and needed. They see that the NMP is the party that helping them and trying to better their living condition. And Mr. P, I want to say something again. Sometimes I don't say we are all created in our own image and likeness, and everyone we are equal. But when a man die poor, he don't go 10 feet, and when a rich man die, he go 3 feet. There comes a day in judgment where every one of us we have to stand and face God. And I remember the story with Lazarus and the rich man. The rich man was enjoying a lifetime on earth. He never knew Abraham before Abraham. But the poor man was serving God sincerely. That is the rich man Lazarus. And when both of them died, Lazarus ended up in the bosom of Abraham, and the rich man ended up in a lake of fire. So yes, we may the poor need, we call the poor needy. They may be poor in the physical realm, but they are rich in the spiritual realm. Because the word God said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world for a loss of his soul? For a loss of his soul. So we come in the 23rd of this month, I call upon Grenada, when we go to the poll, look to vote. Vote for the party that will protect your job. Vote for the party that could make your life better. And vote for the party that will bring peace and prosperity and development for each and everyone, even those who criticize it. Whenever do like the road, they criticize the government will do the road. But in the two government, NMP and NSC, when you check the track record, NMP outnumbered NDC in doing the road, because you know what they call the government? Concrete government. And now we call it concrete government building road, and no consider the road. So them people, according to inspector, they are reasonable. They speak on both sides of the board. So, Mr. Pierre, I want to see the grand people come the 23rd of this month. When you go and vote, vote for your children, vote for your grandchildren, and vote for peace and prosperity and stability
Thank you, Colin.
for your people.
Yes, I think one of the challenge we have in small countries, too many people believe because I have a briefcase, a certificate, I'm in a better position than other people. Too many people believe because of my intellect, I should abandon the community. There are some people who goes to secondary school, and by the time graduation reach, they disown their parents. There are some people who travel and go away to study, get their master's degree and doctorate, but they would not join the groups in the community because they believe the people in the community is of a lower social class than them. This is one of the biggest challenges facing Grenadians. And it's sometimes I'm so disappointed with politicians that they don't recognize. You can fracture our country. Who is needy and greedy? Who don't have sense? Who's stupid? The democratic system is one man, one vote. It doesn't matter whether you have a briefcase or certificate or a bag of money. One man, one vote. The vote of the vagrant or the mentally challenged or Miss Stiliter with 10 children and an agricultural mouth is of same value as one who wearing jacket and tie that swallow the grammar book. And anytime politicians don't understand that, they does not win election. I heard many people talking about the revolution recently and Maurice Bishop. Maurice Bishop didn't need that. This is why he embraced the Rastafarians. And after he overthrew the country, he jailed the Rastafarians. He did not need their vote, so he put them in jail. This is why he had a working relationship with the people he considered as patriotic bourgeois. But after the revolution, anytime they challenge him for any issue, he sent them in jail. Don't believe me? Ask Tillman Thomas. Tillman Thomas was in jail with over 3,000 Grenadians. This is a fact. This is not opinion. This is a fact. Over 3,000 Grenadians. When you say that, people trying to say it's not all that. And I say to them, ask Tillman Thomas. We have a caller on the line. Caller, punch.
Yes, stop running your mouth on a bishop. Right? You don't know nothing about bishop. Stop your damn mouth about bishop.
Thank you, caller. The caller said to me, you only heard what the caller said. I think it's very important to clarify these things. Maurice Bishop was an orator. He had charisma. He could have speak well. Maurice Bishop could have make you cry. But Maurice Bishop supervised over the worst crimes after slavery and colonialism. But you don't have to believe me. Ask Tillman Thomas. And I say Tillman Thomas because he was a lawyer. He was also an advocate of human rights. And what got him in jail is because he objected to Maurice Bishop's actions against the media, and he protested against the way he treated people. That is why Tillman went to jail. And I have the greatest respect for him. Winston White was a gay rider jailer. Kenny Lalcine also objected. He's take jail too. Leslie Pierre, Lloyd Noel, over 3,000 Grenadians was in prison. I say that, and it's facts. I tell people, go and check the courthouse in Grenville. I happened to be present when they was trying the case for the gentleman that was castrated in La Potre. They asked him, do you know how to castrate a pig? He said, yes. They asked him how. You say, well, they cut the balls and then they put a little salt water on it. They say you will be castrated like a pig. The only difference, we will add some pepper. You could go in the courthouse in Grenville and get those facts. A similar number of people had to flee the country because the revolution was very intolerant to any form of press freedom. I say to my communist brothers and sisters, just as how you advocate before the revolution for a free press, advocate for a free press in Cuba now. Because most of our communist brothers and sisters is in the capitalist countries. I say these things because I realize people tear Grenada asunder for no justifiable reason. When you do that, your children listen to you. Your children listen to you and they start condemning Grenada. And you know what happened to them? When they go in New York and Canada and Frankfurt, life shock take them. Because they realize for the first time what they've been saying about Grenada, it is not true. So I like to take on some of my brothers and sisters in Grenada and on the social media that is manufacturing lies about Grenada. We have one of the best electoral system in the region. We have a caller on the line, caller Punch.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
I saw you see, you don't hear that thing coming, and I say, now say, go see one corner, go see when the disrespectful people coming in, you don't see that.
No, I will tolerate them. You know, because we want this. You don't have to agree with me.
Friday, man. You see, me the program just be listening. They're listening to that them kind of program. That's how they acting in that way. See people are this way will every day, so them themselves get arrogant for themselves.
Yeah.
But that is not good. We got genuine people listening that one. Yeah, maybe he's one of them. What do it? Sometimes he's one of my cash with the man too. You never know. So at least you step on the con. I was talking to a woman just recently, and she's so excited that she two children excited to the first time they will be voting, and they said they're voting straight to the NMP. Too young people. So I feel excited. For that, and them excited for themselves to we have anything for one they come and to cut them off. So take care.
Thank you, caller. We want our people to be tolerant. We want our people to discuss issues. When I say these things, I provoke discussion. Go home and discuss it with your children and find out if it is true. I'll tell you one that you could discuss. During the revolution, they said, before the revolution in Gary days, they had one boa constrictor in the zoo. And they say it was a poisonous snake and he get away. And he makes 60 young ones. And people in the agriculture got scared. Every time they see a snake, they're running. Because they said 60 young one and it poisonous. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Well,
my brother, you knew when they claimed the snake got away?
Yeah.
They say he makes 60 young one.
I remember.
And what Gary had to take school children in the school bus and bring in the zoo for them to see the snake there, for people to feel comfortable. Brother, go right ahead.
Yes. If you permit me, tonight Bello Victor Philip and Pamela Moses will be going to Hermitage jointly. They have a meeting this evening to speak to the Hermitage people at 6:30. Last night Pamela had one in Liver. It was very good, very successful. I feel she looking as though she in the driver's seat, the way the people was responding very well. And she could have lined up all what she's going to do for them, plus some start already. So she have a very, very good chance in that area there. So tonight we're going to Hermitage. We had the best network of road, and the next phase is going to start after the election. So tonight is a good message because the people of Calalo get the best of the gap driveways in their life they never expect. So we have a lot to talk about.
But I also want to say, I said this morning, the NDC have no respect for the Grenadian people. They think very low about
But
the Grenadian
that is a very broad statement. If you say some people in the NDC, but it's a very broad statement. So I'm just saying that because I want to hear what you say after to qualify that statement.
Because they go to the Grenadian people and offering things what is not reality, thinking that the Grenadian people want to grab into it. So, I feel they must have some more respect for the people of this country. That's how I see it. And I think more people should utilize this media, like Real FM, who offer such a good program morning and midday, to let the people know they don't appreciate what they saying to them. Because most people, I heard them on the street saying they know fully well what they said to them is not a reality. People know, Grenadians know. Not everybody are going to know, but some know. I heard on Friday, I was at my residence, an activist. She says a young lady came to my place. She says she's an activist of the next party. And she was outlining some of the plans. The program which you always praise as a good program, the e-money program. She said to me that we have some of the people is too long in the e-money. The NDC government will send home some of them and let them reapply. I say, well, if you all send them home, what are they reapplying for? I don't know what you mean by that. She also said we have a lot of 60 years people on the road, paving the road in those pitching gang. They go get younger heads to do that. So them people have some dangerous plan. One of the other friends of ours tell her that's a dangerous statement she's making because she's saying that to a man like me. But she drink, She say that, but when people drink, they don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're saying. So that is very interesting to know.
Yeah.
They have that in plan. So I want people to vote to save their liquor work. Asking if they only make a mistake, some of them wouldn't have a job.
All right.
I could tell them that, yes, someone won't have a job. That's the reality.
Yes, scholar, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes, you see, again, remember the end is an election campaign. And the NDC will be putting the most colorful presentation to woo supporters. And then the NNP have to put their presentation and they have different counterattack. And we always have to try to, in our best way, to let them do it without to toning down the aggression. Because we have one of the best electoral system in the region. Yes, scholar, punch.
Afternoon, Sir Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
And to the listening public. First and foremost, I was listening to Election Watch on GBN. And right now, I am full convinced to believe that GBN is used fluently to say whatever they want on the ruling administration. One gentleman was allowed to call 3 times to express himself in saying what he always liked to say. Those words coming from their lips will only contribute defeat on the 23rd. I want to remind them there is nothing more words that can be used on the PM to discredit him. Every election is something. So bring in pastors and whosoever will not help them. Character assassination was the worst one. If a man thief your wallet, was his, now it's yours. But robbing a man's character does the thief more harm than good. It always backfire on them. I say that to say elements of the so-called NDC the NDC council. You losers, Stillman and Buck, losers and others, handpick. They handpick a set of young person to represent the people of Grenada. I have children older than them. Some of them still live in home with their parents. I pity. Question one, where will the money come from to make all workers permanent? Young ministers, some of them do not even own a bicycle as yet. Last election, NDC was in a better position with experienced candidate and they still got a no leaf. The jack was hung. Hungry, I want to remind Grenadian, hungry, needy and lazy Grenadian, who government wasting money on, make sure you all make the right decision on the 23rd. Make sure you all put the X in the house.
Okay, thank you, caller.
NNP.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, caller. You
And
see,
just remember, the NDC who come in there, they does not even show bone. All they're saying is government wasting money. Even the seed. The last election, even the seed, when they win, blind people and all came out, they take them out. Thank you, Sir Pierre.
yes, my brother, thank you. I think as the election is a couple days from now, people need to be assured that the electoral process in Grenada is free, it is fair, and it is free from fear. Since 1984, we have had election, and the side that loses the election conceded defeat within 24 hours. And there was no challenge in the court. Although you might have little noise about irregularities, I say that was for the consumption of the side that lose. Our electoral system are well recognized in the region as a good one. I hear people talk about dead people name on the list. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
welcome.
And thanks for taking my call. Mr. Pierre, Grenada is one of the freest places in the world. Grenada is one of the most democratic countries in the world. And I want somebody to call me and tell me that is not true. That is not so. The other point here is that Maurice Bishop and the revolution. Mr. Pierre, I was a supporter of the revolution. I was a member of the Pierre. And there is no question, those of us who was part and parcel of it, we must not run away from the fact that there was some serious excesses. You understand? And there were people that was treated, unfairly and treated very bad. And there are times when we talk about the successes of the revolution, we speak about the international effort and other things. Mr. Pierre, some of these things could have happened. Why? Because if the revolution, if they say you have to come to assist at the airport, you have to go. You understand? So, whilst we're talking a lot about freedom now and freedom, and things like that, the point we must always remember, is that, yes, during the revolution, people did not enjoy the kind of freedom that we enjoy today. Now, Mr. Pierre, I am very happy to say that in St. Andrew, all the necessary machinery is in place to guarantee an extraordinary win for the NNP in the upcoming general election in terms of the margin. For example, St. Andrew Northwest, where Minister Delma Thomas is the candidate. Last election, she won by 501. 508, she beat Fide by that amount. And I can tell you, if now in this election upcoming, if she was to win by anything under 508, it will be seen as somewhat of a failure. Mr. Pierre, the other question I want to ask this afternoon here is, the question I'm asking is, why is the NDC candidates don't want to be seen or refusing to appear on Mr. Kem Jones' program? I'm asking that question. This is the biggest supporter, the biggest activist with all this reach. I'm trying to figure out why they are not appearing and they don't want to associate themselves with Mr. Kem Jones. And last but not least, listen to this. Mr. Kem Jones, Claudette Joseph, and the NDC, they call Grenadians needy, greedy, nasty, stupid, and uneducated. The question I'm asking today is, how does these NDC people now come and ask these same folks to support them or to vote for them? I thank you for the time.
Yes, Scholar. You know, and I like that part that he Scholar made. And we have to prepare to face our history. Maurice Bishop was an orator. He had charisma. People like Bishop. He is well recognized in the international community for the topics and the subject matter that he spoke on was pertinent. When you're from Grenada and you travel to any country, whether it's America, Europe, Africa, and they know you from Grenada, you could identify with Maurice Bishop and feel proud. But we always have to ask ourselves in Grenada, did the end justify the means? Did the end justify the means? And I say no. I say some of the excesses of Maurice Bishop was shocking. And it is not fair. It is not right for any politician in Grenada to be evoking these stories. It is not in their interest, because they are you're raising dog in sleep. It's like you're pouring some flammable liquid on wounds. Better you let it lie. There are some programs the revolution had was good. Speak about it. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr.
Yes, daughter, welcome.
Just observing and listening. I believe one of your previous callers mentioned of the program on GBN Election Watch, where an individual called 3 times. I believe that there is an error because that program, Election Watch, they don't usually have callers. Maybe he was referring to Beyond the Headlines. And just as a means, of correction,
yeah.
I believe that that was an error. Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Colin. I didn't hear the program. Around that time, I'm still at work. Around this time on the program, I could only go back and look at that program and replay based upon my type of activity. I don't get around to listen to programs at that time, But the number to call is 4420175, and we have a caller on the line. Caller, we're listening to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre.
Thank you.
Yes, something, baffled me, I'm a first-time caller on your program. Yes, and, I listen to all the different things that's going on here. But, to the other side, who criticize, the things of this government, present government, I see, the statement that the opposition is making, I say to myself, the kind of people they're talking about, to put them there in office, they're not in Grenada. To me, they're not existing at all. Because my point I'm making,
because it's this all the criticism, what they're saying about them, all the what they did and all kind of dirty statements they're making. I say, well, these people not in the world yet, they don't born us yet, if you understand what I'm saying, because these are the same people you want to represent you. So I don't know where they are. So if you understand, so I say all this to get my point, what I'm talking about. Yes, so
Thank you.
this is all I have
Yes.
to say, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, thank you, caller. I think a lot of people in the community have to teach, have to speak about respect. We must respect one another. The democratic system is one man, one vote. And people vote for politicians for all sorts of reasons. I remember about 25 years ago, a woman in Ticolor, she said, I'll vote for 2 young men in the community. Only 2% in this community I could vote for. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yes, pleasant good evening, sir.
Yes, my brother.
Well, your program is a very interesting one. And you know, a few months ago, November last year to be exact, I made a clarion call to all politicians and their supporters to put on the mudslinging comments that they keep making. The truth is, all are we, as I would say in local parlance, have fallen short of the glory of the Almighty God. In other words, all the politicians that passed, even Eric Matthew Gary, as great as he was, made mistakes. Every one of us made mistakes. But here what happens? When you have certain people criticizing one set of people, like this last caller that just said, as if they're not living here, they're not here, they ain't born yet, and whatnot, etc. It baffles me because I have gone through much of it. I have sat in prison well, under force in the Hopeville camp. I had to literally fight for my life. In Richmond Hill prison, another fight for my life. Under the said man who supported me 100% in the High Court with a criminal matter. And that's Bishop. You know, and I did appreciate him back then. But when things change around, and I did become a part of the soldiers, the PRA, just the same, but when things turn around, I stood up against it. Well, no. 1995, when this present Prime Minister came in, I full well appreciated it. I even embraced him. If he is listening to the program, you probably remember the night inside of Fish and Chick on the Sugar Mill Roundabout, who I am. And I embraced him to the fullest. You know what I told him that night? I said, listen, the majority of people calling and talking about a holiday, a holiday, a holiday. We have enough holidays on the island already. Let us organize a national cleanup day and have that once every year. You know what happened? They refused. He didn't listen to me. But somehow, somewhere on the line, later on down the line, they did come up with that program, and it probably lasted 1, 2, 3 years, and that was the end of it. National Cleanup Day. And that means, I told him, every individual who has property on the roadside would have cleaned their boundary from one corner to the next. And by that, this island would have been looking far much more beautiful than it is. But he refused. He go for holiday. No. What are we talking about? More holidays? What are we looking at? Jam and wine? What are we looking at? You know, I just don't seem to understand some people wanting to criticize NDC and Morris Bishop and Gary and whatnot. Every one of us have fallen short of the glory of the Almighty God. And anyhow, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, caller, thank you. And anytime you wish again, please call back. We love to hear your voice. As you said, clean up. There was a program in the 70s when government decided to plant flowers in Granite Town. During that time, the opposition criticized Gary so much. They say he abandoned agriculture and he planted flowers in Granite Town. Gary got so much pressure, he planted fig in Granite Town too. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, man, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, good to hear your voice, man.
No, don't go to hear my voice too much, no.
You know I always want to hear your voice.
Good afternoon, how you doing?
Good, man.
Well, I will start up a little something with the bushing and cleaning the drains on the roadside. Now, in Gary time, this kind of workers see what we taxpayer money paying them workers on them. No, in Gary time, people wasn't going to see this kind of work on them. You hard was to work for your money, honest they work for honest they pay. But now, Mr. Pierre, they just scraping all the slash on them over the drain. You check, the workers on them just scraping the drain, scraping the drain, scraping the drain. They have to work for the money. They have to give the government a properly good day work for the 45. How much money this kind of work I see that they doing now, Mr. Pierre. Even in this is Moise Bishop days and maybe Mr. Blade and them days, we wasn't going to get this kind of work on them on the roadside. I said last week, you have a bunch of them from now. They're taking people all in conference, all in down farming and send up right up here to work, which that don't supposed to be happen. You know, the time they come, they go back already. Because they have to do properly good drainage. So how the water go run. That's why you see, Mr. Pierre, government and government always have blamed and always get blamed. Because taxpayer money is paying to do the jobs on them. I see that when they do some work, and the crowd don't come in after you, garage. And the people are supposed to take the time and just open out this journey, Mr. Pierre. This is not right. And all this old water thing, it smelling. They're supposed to do a properly job. And you easy man, those home pass all in career. Now I'm in St. John, St. John, Lower St. John. One of the best maintenance on them, I said, is them got them from Pyclit. They will do some good jobs. They're doing some good maintenance job with the drains and them that they opening on the roadside. But this guy what say they finish when? Trust me, Mr. Pierre, this is not fair. This is not right. If they cannot do the job, don't take it. Don't do the job. Leave the 45 or the $50 pay to pay somebody who could do the job.
Countryman.
Yeah, what and I have problem with flow on them too. Now remember flow on them changing up some pole now. It's a one right in Career Junction. They cut this thing too high and it is in the road.
Countryman.
Flow on them have to come out and cut this and then more.
Countryman.
Otherwise this will cause problem and accident. Yeah, me
Countryman.
Yeah.
You see that last thing you say? They should have some jail to lock up Flo. Because Flo cut the telephone post, I agree with you. And you have a projection about 6 inches in the road.
Okay, alright. I took my tape and I make sure I put my tape on it.
You measure it?
Measure it.
It's about 6 inches on the higher point and 2.5 on the lower point.
Especially Waterbury with the concrete.
And wrong corner. Yes, that's Countryman. That better you speak about that first.
They have to come back and do
Countryman.
this in
Countryman.
They have to come
Countryman. Countryman.
Yeah.
When you call the radio and you have a good point, make it first. You can't speak too long on the radio, so you have a good point. Listen to me. Listen to me, Countryman. You have a good point. That point about flow where they leave the telephone post there, that's a good point. So you make it first. You must listen to me. Listen to me, Countryman.
So give me my credit on that too.
Countryman.
Yeah, look up here.
You must make your good point first. So you might have a little rebut because I'm glad you make that point. But make your best point first. What's about the road? I see they fix the road between the Hermitage Medical Center and St. John.
Oh yes, I passed this Saturday, man, and I talk, I cry until they come and cover.
And you notice the whole road in Blaze now good.
Yeah, well, we know for Blaze.
And going along by you there, they did some relatively good work there.
Yeah, so don't call down by me down there with the highway. Tell you already, this is not gravel down by that highway. Hermitage St. Patrick's, what is a flat highway?
Culture man, you see the speed that is passed with? When I leave Sotters, 10 minutes to reach in John
You must invite me on the station one day.
I want to make you most, culture man, learn to make your most important point first. And when you make your point, spend about 30 seconds so you get a chance to call back.
All right.
Right? Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Have a blessed day, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and this was Culture Man, and sorry he didn't make his most important point first. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
So good evening. Thanks for permitting to
Yes, my brother.
On your radio station. At this time, I remembered our deceased and dear leader, Sir Eric Matthew Geary. At this time, Sir Eric would be all over Grenada, Monkridge, Montrule, Snell Hall, Plains, championing his party for the working people of the country. I remember him, and may his soul, dear, rest in peace. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Uncle Gary was a stalwart. He built 28 schools in 13 and a half years. Land for the Landless Program, Independence, St. George's University, primary school education. And Gary spent quite cultural program. He was a man who loved culture. And Gary used to always encourage people to educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. Perhaps Skeeter is her name, I think the politician running notice. Her father was a strong Garyite. Perhaps her father used to tell her about education. Call her on the line. Welcome.
Yes, what's up here?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, apparently culture man don't like to take fame.
I want to help him, but oh my God.
and he don't like to praise things in his area because so much good work done now. He was calling for it. Now he work done in his area. He didn't want to talk about it neither. You understand? So he prepared to talk about things only when he affect, but when it is good, he didn't want no fame. Mr. Pierre, I heard that the opposition party was asking for debate between Deacon Mitchell and Keith Mitchell. And they claiming that Keith Mitchell is free to come. The political leader himself asked for a dialogue between them. I don't have a problem with the two leaders speaking. And I think that it could be a good thing to have the two leaders speaking. Wait. But I can tell you that the person who is going to be headlining up, leading those programs, are very biased. And we see it. We see it when this lady who just died, who just buried, Sister Julia and these people and them, Miss Ferguson, we know what they were. We know what Miss Bernadine, we know what they were. When they came to us as civil society, we see where they end up. So to get these people to conduct those kind of programs, I think it is a problem. But I personally would like to hear a debate between the Prime Minister and the present political leader of the NDC. But I'm saying we see too much biasness in that. Even on the radio station, some of the people hosting programs, I'm saying it again, some of the people hosting programs, they are very biased. They take inside. They either want to play for NMP or play for NDC. So we can't, until we could perhaps get a person with less biasness, I don't think those programs are going to really take place. But it's a good thing to hear both parties give you their policy. Because I'm not going to say that NMP does everything well, and I'm satisfied with everything NMP do. There are lots of things that NMP do that I think perhaps me, who doesn't have much sense, could have done better or should have done better. And some of the work that the people talk about, yes, you have people are not pulling their weight. But you get that on the NDC side too. When NDC in power, you have people not pulling their weight just the same way. So it's a vice versa. A lot of people not pulling their weight on either side. Some people tell you, my government in power now. That is with time. But it's a good thing to have debate with political parties. But I'm saying because of the biasness, because of the persons hosting them, and a lot of the radio stations know, a lot of the people that are on radio stations, they're not doing a good job, you know. They have special questions for Harry and special questions for Jane. And
yes.
that's not too good.
Yes,
that's not too good. So I am not too satisfied. But it's good to have the leaders come together, or even other candidates in different areas come together. Some stations begging people to come on and they're not coming. Some stations, I heard Mr. Andre beg candidates to come and they're coming because they know that they cut on one side, so they want to deal with the other side.
Yes, caller, thank you.
Good.
Yes, I heard people speak about this debate, and I don't think it is necessary. We have a democratic election, and the debate should be people who running in the constituency. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. Could you help me? How long you feel a political party should be formed with the intention of running an election? How long you feel they should be together to be considered well okay enough to contest a general
You won't put any time in it. A political party could come a few days before election.
Yeah. I understand that part. Yeah. But no, I mean, to you, which one would convince you more that a party formed and ready to contest a general election?
It depends on the individuals in the party, whether they have any experience, whether they have any knowledge, where, you know, what kind of group that is, based upon the philosophy of the party, a number of factors.
Well, I asked that question, and you know, you're giving me some of the answers in a technical way.
Yes, so it's not a question of time, because you could pick up a few people in Grenada, and these people have been involved in the community, working, they're married, you know what is a sexual orientation, you know these people are not communists, they are custom with group, and you could practically identify with them one time. Okay. And then you could have a group of people, you have to ask them, you married, you have children, where you from, where you was since Lionel Garnell, what you believe in, are you a Catholic, are you a communist, do you believe in God? So you see, it all depends on these things. Yeah?
I just wanted to get your side of it, because, you know, it's kind of a buffering a bit.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, we have opportunity again to take another caller. Somebody said there is a lot more bias without seeing cast the first stone. Yes, that's a factor too. And going back to the point about debate, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, I would really love to see a debate between Keith Mitchell and Deacon Mitchell, the two Mitchells. All they have to do is that Keith Mitchell will have to appoint somebody or get somebody who he feels comfortable with, and Deacon also, and get a moderator. So in other words, let Keith Mitchell choose the moderator. I have no problem with that. And let Deacon choose the moderator, and then, so they have to come to some agreement. But I think, it's just like how it's done in the United States and all about, I think that, you see, like Deacon is calling for a debate, and I think that he should, Keith Mitchell should take the opportunity to debate him.
Caller, I beg to disagree with you this time.
Right.
But hold on a while. After the election come and gone, let us advocate for debate between people in the different constituencies.
Right.
And let us also advocate for the Prime Minister and the opposition leader in the country to meet every 6 months to discuss issues that transcend party politics.
Yeah, I like that.
So if that is in place, so each constituency where you have caretakers, they would have an opportunity to debate. And the Prime Minister of the country and the opposition leader, every 6 months, they could meet without an agenda. So
right, okay.
because we don't have presidential election in Grenada.
Yeah, I know, but anyway, just let me finish off what I was saying.
Go ahead.
Because I remember this is not the first time that NDC has been calling on NNP political leader to have a debate. And he has been refusing.
He's correct. So, I agree with him on that.
Right, okay, so that's your position.
Yeah.
And because the bottom line is that I don't know what Keith Mitchell is afraid of, because he is in office all these
I don't think he's scared at all.
Yeah, I think he's scared.
No, well,
because
that's... Okay.
Watch me. Just listen to me. Okay, you're in office all these years. You're comfortable. You get 15 seats 3 times or whatever it is. You're doing well, and that speaks for you. So, in my opinion, with due respect to Keith Mitchell, man, he should take up that master show. Listen to me. Show the Grenadian people that I am it. But people have been calling over and over for debate, and while I respect your position, come on, Keith Mitchell. We want to see you debate the young guy, that inexperienced, and you are from all the experience, man. You should go up on that stage and mash up that young guy and show people, look what I'm telling all you, the guy ain't ready yet, and I am the one. Keith Mitchell, take that opportunity, and let's see who is the winner. Have a great day.
Thank you, caller. Yeah, I think people have to understand we don't have a presidential election in Grenada. This constitution does not recognize political party. It recognizes individual who commands the majority. We have a caller on the line? Caller, we're winding down, so you have a few seconds to punch.
I heard you mention one word and it drew my attention. 2 words, sexual orientation. And when I think back from Eric Matugeri, I've never heard the Grenadian people question his sexual orientation. I've never heard the people of Grenada question Maurice Bishop's sexual orientation. Neither Nicholas Buffett, Ben Jones,
George
Bizan, Tillman Thomas. But however, the Grenadian people and a white person are questioning the NDC current leader's sexual orientation. So I'm asking him to clear the air and to let the Grenadian people know what is his sexual orientation, because it's been questioned. And I'm interested in that, because all people don't say there is always something in the matter more than the person. And that is my contribution today.
Thank you, caller. And this is important for me. I have no problems with individuals who propagate liberal sexual orientation. In the United States, a woman marry a cat. People have group marriage. 3, 4, 5, 6 people come together and marry. Who you hold, you take. Who you take, you hold. The evangelicals in Grenada objected to the referendum and encouraged the people to vote no, because they claim it will be easier to legalize gay marriage. Francis Alexis and Ruggles Ferguson cry at them and tell them the constitution as it is now, it's easier, but they were not convinced. So I have no problem voting for somebody with a liberal sexual orientation, but I must know almost all the leaders in Grenada were married. So nobody have to think about that. But in this present dispensation, these things become more. So I believe that, and that was in reaction to the question, how long a party must start. If you have a group of people, you want to know what group of people you're dealing with. If these people are accustomed participating in society, then it is not necessary. You know them already, but they're just forming a group. And we're back with you tomorrow between 12 and 1 when we give all our callers an opportunity to punch.